Yo, what up, good people? This your boy Tim, aka T.O. Speaks.
And it's your girl, Yami. My name is Yami. I'm from the hood of Miami. Not really, I'm from Remorse, baby, but...
Yeah, Speaks saying.
Oh, it's your girl, yeah. Be saying, and you're now tuned in to Love and Theology.
Many things in this world, but I never had to question your love. So I know one thing's for sure. I can put trust in a real love, your love.
Yo, we all know. Yo, this topic, this week we're gonna talk about. First of all, this is what, episode 8.
This is episode 8. Oh, and while we're at it, shout out. See, last time I couldn't remember.
Do you remember now?
I do, I think. So shout out to LKB Designs _photog for our lovely sweatshirt and t-shirt, right?
What about socks?
Oh, but I can't lift my leg up. Okay. Socks also. But they're not fully branded for Love and Theology. But these t-shirts and this, I don't know what you fashion people call this style of sweater is branded for the Love and Theology.
It's a sweatshirt.
Sweatshirt. Anyway, shout out to her for making these shirts for us. Make sure you follow her and you like her and you get her to do your own stuff. But if you are interested in purchasing a shirt from Love and Theology, TM, hello. Feel free to email me or us at loveandtheology@gmail.com.
Look, Latanya, she's pretty dope with photography too, right?
Oh, yeah, she's dope with everything.
Yeah.
Super dope.
Like does she do headshots and all that kind of stuff?
Yeah.
Headshots. She's a manager.
She manages our baby, and because of her, she's been able to book so many wonderful things, and she manages me too. Hello.
Her kids are like stars.
Yeah, very much so.
They be in the stuff that you like to watch.
Yeah, all the time. But so shout out to her for hooking us up with that. But yeah, episode 8. Oh, thank you for liking, subscribing, and commenting, and telling the whole wide world where you can find us also.
So you lead us into this. What is this episode going to be about this week?
Okay, so I think we should maybe title this Survivor's Remorse in a way. So flow with me, right? We've been experiencing a lot of changes.
A lot of changes.
Literally, Latanya actually just sent me a meme that said something like, God is getting ready to bless you so much that even if you wanted to stop it, you wouldn't even be able to stop it.
Yeah, that's kind of blessing on.
Right, but it's also been making me think about how resistant sometimes we both can be to what people are maybe kind of speaking over us, right?
Right.
So let's think about all the challenges that we've experienced.
Mm-hmm.
It feels like every turn there's someone either peeking at either you and or me and saying, hey, you have skill, we would love this. Would you consider doing XYZ next season?
Right. Mm-hmm.
Or, hey, I need to take you under my wing, and God told me that we're supposed to be connected, that kind of thing. And or just insurmountable blessings that are coming, but they feel like they're coming so quickly. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And it's not working in the time. Things that we prayed for, right? But we don't know necessarily how to handle that they're coming.
Right, because that they're coming in a way that we're not used to.
Yeah. So they've been coming. Okay, so and it's almost like the survivor's remorse is like you're leaving your old self, and you feel bad that your old self can't come to your new stuff.
Right. Oh man, that's good right there.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So I thought about that and I was just kind of like, yo, I know that I don't know for anybody else, I've been really dealing with that and almost resisting these new possibilities because I'm imposter syndrome. I don't think, I feel like once I get to the place that people are going to realize that I'm a fraud. I don't feel qualified. I don't have the credentials or whatever. Or it's just happening so fast that I think that,
He
yo,
doesn't call the qualified, he qualified the call.
okay, you are so. Man, people have been saying, Tim sound like a Baptist preacher, and this right here why. This right here is why.
All the way Baptist.
No, but what are your thoughts about like some of the things that are happening, but they feel like, or the things that people are placing or positioning you for, if you would?
For me, like, first, I dealt with the change. I usually went through life cruise control. We really didn't
Rock the boat.
Yeah, I didn't put much expectations on people or life. I just did life. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
And not in a bad way. That, to some it might sound like I was complacent. No, just that I did life, and that's how it works for me, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then stuff began to shake. You know what I mean? And then through that shaking, through that pulling, man, my understanding about a lot of stuff began to shift. You see what I'm saying?
Okay.
So like I began to see life differently. You see what I'm saying? Like I began to see life differently. I began to see the words people speak differently, right? So now when people come and be like, man, I'm gonna need you to do this and I'm gonna need you to do that, I'm more to the point where I'm more skeptical now. Like, man, do I even want to get into this place for everything to be ripped away from me again? You see what I'm saying?
Oh, okay.
Or do I want to jump into it and be like, God is shifting me, right? It's a battle that we all have, right? We can pray for this stuff, right? But oftentimes I believe even when we pray for stuff to happen, but when the manifestation happens, that's when it starts to scare us, right? So how do you balance the prayer and the manifestation in order to walk into the element of what God is calling us to do?
Yo, it's so crazy. I don't know. Well, you remember. I used to have a red Infinity. G37
Yeah.
Infinity.
I love the car.
Very beautiful.
We spent 10 hours trying to buy the car.
I was 25 when I got it. I had just made rank. I think I was going through a lot of changes, and it was almost like I had arrived in a way.
You had just told your baby out to your Honda. You told her out.
Yeah, I really like that car. Anyway, so I remember waking up one day, years later. Tim and I were married at this point. I was pregnant. And
in the bed, it's all good.
I was just kind of like, I gotta sell my car. I gotta sell my car. We're getting ready to have a baby. This don't make no sense.
She said the car goes too fast for a baby. I'm like, what? I'm like, don't drive fast. But what she said.
It was the dumbest thing. When I think about it retrospectively, it's the dumbest thing.
And then,
go ahead.
And then we traded the car in. I mean, we got a car that wasn't nowhere near as good as the
people, but it was something that I was comfortable with,
but they ripped us
and
all.
I was familiar with.
They ripped us all the way off.
But you were right there beside me. You didn't say, you weren't like, no, let's pause on this. I literally got up and said, hey, we gotta go change the car today, and you were right there with me.
You know why? I'm gonna be honest with you. It was a mistake, but you had been kind of, leaning towards, and I just ain't want to argue about it, man. Honestly,
that was the dumbest thing that you ever did.
It was. I admitted that. But go ahead and tell the story. I love the story.
So
I know why I love the story. Don't interrupt you, because you don't make many mistakes in this. So I just like to hear it.
Oh Lord! So we trade the car. And I'm content. I'm fine. I'm like, okay. I went and got another Honda.
Yep.
Because that's what I was used to, and that's what I thought that I deserved. Years later, when I really retrospectively thought about it, I remember also hearing people say, "Oh, you got this car? Girl, you're like 25.
Mm-hmm.
Look at you." Blah, blah. And I'm like, this is too much attention. The haters are going to come. I ain't got time. Let me go ahead and get something basic. So off of that alone,
Right.
not because the car went fast, because I was still zipping and zooing in the Honda, but I avoided accepting a thing that God had given me. I'm talking about, like, I like to be debt free and all that other stuff. We would have been paid off the car immediately. I had
like
really amazing credit, just to go get something less than what God really wants for me.
Mm-hmm. And God made us feel every bit of that
Every bit of that
decision.
poor decision.
Mm-hmm. And then He finally took us away from it.
Yeah.
But He made us feel every bit of it.
And every day, every time I see an Infinity, I still think, I could still be driving an Infiniti as opposed
It was
to.
brand new.
Oh my
Brand
God, it was such a beautiful car. But I say all that to say that I find myself in these new spaces doing some of the same things. I'm so scared of whatever the new is that I would rather go back to whatever is comfortable for me.
And you know what? I believe the children in Egypt was the same way.
Oh my! Oh, I read so much of that. I read so much of that, and I'd be like, "They so dumb." Bro, I like my guardian angels is probably like, "Bro, you so dumb."
But at the same time, they're not dumb, right? We preach it like, they're not ready to walk into the new. We do that every single day.
I don't think we all do that, but yeah, I get what you're saying.
I think in some aspect, every human being does that.
Okay, a version of it. Yeah.
A version of it. I truly believe that. You know what I mean? So was it a dumb decision? Oh, absolutely. It was a dumb decision for the children of Israel.
I think you're thinking more about the car, but go ahead.
I'm finna circle back around. It was a terrible dumb decision. However, it was a decision that needed to happen, right? Because in that year when we was upside down, how we got upside down on the pavements, we was perfect. Car about to be paid off. We went from a lesser car, ended up being upside down because the car we got was not worth the price that we had to pay for it based off a bad decision, right? So God began to make us feel every moment of that for a couple of years. Then he finally said, you know what, let's pay the car off. We paid the car off, right? But it was in that moments that God said, you're going to remember me in every decision, right?
Now, from here on out, you're going to be able to look at that and be like, you remember when I allowed you to have a thing that was great, and you settled for something that was mediocre.
Right. You did that. I didn't do that. You did.
Not me. That was not me. I was not in the midst of none of that.
It was all you. It wasn't the enemy either. It was you.
Oh my God! It wasn't the enemy. It was me. But I see myself. I do see myself in these new spaces being just as apprehensive and wanting to go back to a place of comfort. And the problem where I'm at now, though, before I could rest in what I used to be comfortable in and it'd be fine. Now, if I even look that way, I'm like, I'm not happy here. I'm not happy here. I'm scared to go here, but I can't go back and I can't stay here. Now, there's no other option but to go forward.
Move forward, right. And you know what's funny about what I'm seeing in your life? With that fear that you have, right? I don't think God is no longer depending on you to make decisions. He's putting people to help you make decisions.
Literally snatching
He's not going to let you stay in that space no more. So if you're not going to do it, he said, I need you to get to where I need you to go. So I'm going to send somebody to help you get there.
You know what it's like? Back in the day when children were learning how to swim, people used to just push them in the water and just make them learn how to swim. You can't do that with kids these days because they're soft. But
they're drown. They're just saying, I'm going to die.
to prove a point.
Yeah.
Tell them. We're like, oh, you want to push me? Watch.
You're going to jump in and get me.
But it's literally like this. And instead of like pushing me and like releasing their hand, someone's hand is behind me saying, no, you're going to go.
Right. He said he's going to draw you into greatness. He's going to pull you. He's going to pull you and draw you into greatness, right?
Speaking your names in rooms that you haven't even been in.
But what does that feeling come from, right? Of inadequacy, of not feeling like you're worthy.
I think everything goes back to your past. I think in a lot of ways, I've always been in the light in some way. And it pushed me to the forefront in ways that made me feel uncomfortable. And I also didn't know how to deal with. Because at the core of it, I just want to be liked. I don't want to have no beef with nobody. I know I come off really aggressive, but I don't. And sometimes when you're placed in these circumstances, you find yourself being kind of like David and Saul, in a sense where, people are chanting your name, saying these things, and creating unnecessary wars between you and other people.
But too, I think those things have to happen. Excuse me. Because the enemy did exactly what he wanted to do with you. He wanted to silence you and began to continue for you to stay into this mediocre type state, right? So it began to put these feelings inside of you like, oh man, I don't want to be great. I want to like everybody. Look, we're not meant to be liked by everybody. The funny thing about it, we're only meant to be liked by a few, right? Half of the people that's going to like this podcast or either follow it, they're not going to like us.
Yeah.
That's just the truth of the matter. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But guess what? It's them people that don't like us what pays the bills.
Because they're still streaming. They're
Right.
still looking.
Right. So
We see ya, and we like it.
I believe that what we got to realize is that everything we have to do is bigger than what we see, right?
Well, take it off of me and go back to you.
Well, okay. What about?
What are some things that you think that you're maybe resisting and you're casually putting off and being like, oh, it's not a big deal, blah, blah. But are real deep down are like, yo, it's because I'm intimidated by the perspective.
A lot of stuff, man. I believe I'm resisting walking to the calling the guy called on me as far as like, speak. You know, I tell you, like speaking in front of people, like my biggest like Achilles heel. You know?
Which this podcast is helping me with.
Right, yeah. And then also, but still I'm not speaking to a camera, to be honest with you.
Still.
But, you know what I mean? But it's in that perspective. But even then, I believe I have to look back and be like, wow, man, because I used to be like that. What happened, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? But then I got to think about, like I said, everything goes back to
Childhood.
You know, people around me, family members, drop little seeds that said I wasn't worthy of doing it. And it's crazy how that little seed began to grow. I was like a snowball effect, right?
Yeah.
It got bigger and bigger and bigger.
Are those your pills that just popped out?
That's the Tylenol, yo.
Oh, what kind of...
Why you just ain't keep riding through that?
Because I could... Okay, sorry.
But I'm just saying. Well, so I believe it. Yeah, this threw me off. I was trying to flow with it,
Okay. So people planted little seeds.
but right. And you know, I think those seeds began to snowball, got bigger and bigger. So I started believing what other people were saying. So what I did was begin to I remember being in rooms and the people were talking. I'd be having all this stuff like, man, no, that's wrong. But I couldn't say it. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because for some reason I thought they had more knowledge about the situation than I did, not knowing that God knew me from when I was in my mother's womb, right? I didn't believe. I heard it, but do you really believe it? You see what I'm saying? So therefore, like, I believe like it's no coincidence. Like everywhere I go, people kind of, you know, I meet people that draw to me, right? But then once it began to get too much, I'd be like, oh man.
I have always said that when people think about our family, when they think about, you know, you, me, and Tabitha, for instance, Tabitha has a really good composite of both of us.
Right.
She has your ability to go into any room and create relationships, and then my sustainability, my ability to
You a closer. I'm not.
I, in our family dynamic, I would. But Tabitha is
She
one.
got both
She
of
has both of them, and there's something that we can learn from both. Because in most spaces, like the same gym. He goes to the gym. He knows people. He's having conversations with people. Blah blah. Me, I go to the gym. I mind my business. I stay away from people, and I don't even engage. And most people don't even really know me. They will ask Tim. Like someone came up to Tim and was like, "I would like to train." You know, because Tim is approachable. I would like to train your wife. Never talk to me about it.
Right, yeah.
You know.
And still haven't said nothing.
And it still hasn't said nothing to me. But you do have that incredible ability to go into spaces and make people feel comfortable enough to talk to you. Now I have the ability to, once they actually get to me,
Right.
to be like, yo, ha ha ha, whatever. But maybe that's why we're partnered together in life.
Like so let me ask you though, do you feel like when these good things happen, are you worthy, right?
I don't think I feel that way. I don't think I feel like I'm worthy. And I don't know if I consciously dwell on the mistakes of my past and blah blah. But I wonder if subconsciously I deal with that. I have absolved myself from the ability to be good. Like my mom used to say all the time. We had a conversation and she was just kind of like, when I walk in a room, I want you to look at me. I want you to see how great I am.
She thrives off of that.
No, but she's dope with it.
Right,
Me,
exactly.
I'd be like, you know, y'all gotta see me, I'm okay.
Right.
And I still end up being like, I don't know.
Still end up garnering that type of attention, right?
And I want to, and to be honest with you, that one of those, that is a characteristic trait of my mom that I admire. Because I do want to be able to confidently walk into, I guess I maybe present it as being confident, but I want to feel as confident as I'm presenting.
I think, man, what I'm hearing right now, like, what we all have to do, right, in these situations is stop asking why.
Yeah.
Why me? Right? Why do these people like me? Why do you like me? Why am I here? Stop asking why, because the why is being presented in the now. You see what I'm saying?
It makes me feel uncomfortable, though. I ain't gonna lie to you.
But so we got to, but I think when we begin to even dwell on it, it makes it even more uncomfortable, right?
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying by saying stop asking why. Just be like, I'm here. Because the why is the now, right? The why happened a couple of weeks ago. So now the now is here. So bask in the now. You see what I'm saying?
People used to say, how is it that you are so shy or whatever? I am. Hey, but you go on social media. This is different. Talking to a microphone or a TV or a recording like this. Psh. But if people were in the room, I'd probably be like, it would take me a minute to adjust. But you're right. The focus needs to be on not why, but yo, I'm here now. Let's go for it.
Like me and my homeboy, we use this analogy called the cat in the tree, right? Everybody got a cat in the tree. The cat in the tree.
You're talking about Ramon?
Yes. Talking about the cat in the tree. The cat in the tree is like, as a police officer, as a dispatcher, people call and be like, I got a cat in the tree, right? My cat is stuck in the tree. And to them at that moment, that's the biggest thing to them, right? I just need to get this cat down. My cat is gonna die. And then we'll step on scene and be like, it's a damn cat in the tree, man. You know what I'm saying, man? But to her or to him, it's the biggest thing ever. You know what I mean? Like, my cat is in the tree. We all have a cat in the tree, right? So I began to look at everything that keeps me from.
That is the countryest saying.
No, it's a real saying, because no matter New York, all the way to Georgia, people call the police for a cat in a tree. It's a universal trend.
But then they also say this as a saying.
It doesn't matter if it's country or not.
I mean, I like it. I'm just saying, I like it. I endorse it. Wow.
It works.
Offended much?
I don't like haters, man.
Go ahead.
I really don't. You're a hater. but anyway, so what I'm saying is, like, that's your cat in the tree. You know what I mean? So just get the cat down. That's all I'm trying to say.
This ain't a therapy session.
Just get
Stop
the cat down.
therapizing me.
I can't do it. You know, one thing about Ted Lasso, what lady used to say all the time, I used to love, the counselor, she used to say, the truth will set you free, but it's going to hurt like hell.
It does.
The truth will set you free, but it's going to hurt first.
So, in closing, what is your theology on survivor's remorse?
Hey, you know, I think the title alone speaks to what needs to happen. It's survival. You already survived the trauma, right?
Yeah.
So let's just rule the remorse out of it, right? Because there's no remorse in survival, right? However, when we sit back, think about it. If a person survives a drowning, right? They almost drown. Somebody jumps in to save them. They're not mad because they didn't drown. They happy that they survived, right? So let's just survive and walk into the now and allow that person that jumped in to pull you up from the water to help save you. So this lady who came and you want to give her a shout out?
No.
The person who came and said, the person who came.
No, I'm going to edit this out.
I'll say this person. Man.
Okay, go
you
ahead.
already spoke on it, to be honest with you.
I didn't.
Yes, you did. You said somebody came and said, I'm going to help push you along.
Yeah, but you said her.
But anyway, the person who came and said it, see, there you go. That's a survivor remorse.
It is a survivor tactic.
So stop.
Yeah.
So stop, because that's what the enemy exactly wants you to do. Don't speak on it. Don't speak on it. Because if I can shut that down, I can shut everything else down. It's those little things that you want to shut down that begin to come on snowball effect, right?
Okay.
You worthy of somebody saying they want to walk with you. You worthy of that. You worthy of being pulled out of the pool, not dying. So just allow that person who pull you out of the pool to walk with you and give you CPR. That's it.
To revive the thing in me that was dead. That's a word.
So what's your theology?
I think this is a theology that I'm building to accept the possibilities as they come, even if they don't come in a way that I'm used to. So my theology would then be to accept what comes. Not just the negative, but the positive.
That's good. So basically we can end this thing by saying, hey, just live, man.
Just live your life.
Just live and let every good thing happen. And don't question why it happened. Just say that I'm worthy of it happening. So that's the episode.
Good things are coming. Good things are happening.
Good things are manifesting.
really happening.
So that's the episode. We hope that this will get you through your survivor's remorse and help you walk to your next season.
Make sure like, subscribe, comment,
Follow.
follow,
Tell somebody.
tell somebody,
Buy some merch.
buy some merch,
Live your life.
live your life,
Be happy.
be happy,
Be free.
be free.
We love you.
That.
And I don't love you.
What?
I love you and I don't love everybody. That's a lie, man. We all say that, but I don't love everybody.
Well, you said it. Like,
Right.
what kind of craziness? Okay. This episode is done. Bye.
I know I've questioned many things in this world, but I never had to question your love. So I know one thing's for sure. I can put trust in a real love, your love.
For every mom who ever missed a meal so they would have enough to let their babies eat. Fathers who grinded